Reading rainbow, butterfly in the sky. I can fly twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book. Reading rainbow. I can do anything. Where's it go? Friends to go. Reading rainbow. Reading rainbow. What's up, y'all? How are you doing? Y'all all right? What's up, Gabe? Gabe. What's up, bro? How are you? We are in the thick of the playoffs, you guys. And the question is, are you ready for the playoffs? Are you ready for your team to win? Are you ready for your team to do what it's been doing all season? Because some teams are just toxic. I've been a part of a team that's just been toxic for seasons. And it's got me thinking differently about teams and how it works and how you should associate yourself with a certain team. And so I've been thinking about sometimes we just have a tendency as fans to stick with a certain team. We'll just say, you know what, that's my team and I'm going to rock with them because I don't want to be a person who's a fair weather fan and all that stuff. And I think that's real beautiful. I think that's real cute. But the truth is, sometimes you got to know when you're a part of a sinking ship and it's time to jump out of there. So you got teams like the Ravens, right? And the Ravens had an issue of a coach, as that's what they think. They think it's the coach, it's Jim Harbaugh, and Jim is the reason why we can't be successful. And if we just get rid of him, then we can be successful. And then you got some teams where it's not just the coach, it's a whole bunch of stuff that needs to change, right? And so I want to know how many of you guys think that it's not the coach that's the problem, but it's you as the player. Or maybe some of y'all think of yourself as the coach or the GM. I think we're really like the GMs of our life. And instead of blaming, the Timberwolves, okay, I see what you're saying. I see how you like to do that. I feel like a lot of us feel like we're just players in our lives when really we're the GM. We're in charge of everything. We're in charge of who the coach of our team is. That could a lot of times be your mentor, right? And then we're in charge of who the quarterback is going to be. Sometimes those are your business associates. Sometimes those are the people that you work closest with, right? And then we're also in charge of the skill positions. We're in charge of who's going to be our coordinators, our defensive coordinators. And those sometimes are our best friends. Those are sometimes the people who we spend the most time with, our business associates. And we choose poorly when we choose these business associates and these friends and these people who we're consistently seeing and being around. What's up, Lotus Flower? Thank you for being here. And sometimes it leads to our downfall, man. We have a bad habit of being loyal to the point of saying, I'm not going to leave until I can't leave anymore. I'm going to go down with the sinking ship. This isn't the Titanic. You are not a maritime vessel. It is your life. It is your job to figure out what you're going to do and how you're going to make sure that you're successful in it. And so many times we want to be the star quarterback or the star receiver. And we leave everything else up to somebody else to be in charge of who's going to be on the team, who's not. What's up? Thank you for being here. We want somebody else to be in charge of who's going to be the GM. And the truth is, if you're not the general manager of your life, you're allowing other people to make decisions that will affect your legacy. You see what I'm saying? Was watching David Ramsey is live right now. Came to your channel for some motivation. Oh, okay, that's awesome. David Ramsey is amazing. I love listening to him. But sometimes it's super important for us to make sure that we're positioning ourselves the right way. So it's got me thinking ever since the Ravens got rid of Jim Harbaugh, just thinking about, do we have people in our life that we have hired, we have brought in, and we have realized, you know what, this isn't going how I expected, and now it's time for me to make a drastic departure from what I thought I was going to do. I think it's a blessing when you can tell yourself, you know what, I realize that I made a mistake and I need to fix it before it becomes more of an issue. And if you can do that, that makes you a great manager, a great general manager. But so many times we look at it as if we got to pivot like that. If we have to change what we decided we wanted to do at first, that means that we're a bad manager, that we're not a great leader. No, it's the mark of a true champion to be able to understand how you messed up. So many times we're so blind to how we could be better, or how we failed ourselves, how we failed our community. And all it will take is for us to look at it from a different perspective. To say, you know what? If I just change the way that I'm interacting with the people in my life, it's possible for my life to be much more abundant. It's possible for me to be better. Absolutely, self-awareness is the key to change. Exactly. We have to make sure that we are open to the possibility that we are the greatest motivator for whether or not we succeed or fail. And we are the biggest reason sometimes why we fail. It's the places we go. It's the people we choose to interact with. It's the things that we believe in that we say we're going to tie ourselves to. And sometimes those are the major things that drag us down. So how can you change the way that you are running your team? Okay, I want you guys to let me know if y'all feel like y'all are a great GM for your team. I want you to say yes inside the chat. If you feel like you could do a little bit better, I want you to say no. Okay, and I feel like a little bit better is still a big difference. Okay, I want you guys to be honest about it, because I feel like sometimes I feel like I'm a great GM, and other days I feel like I could do a lot better. But above all, I feel like I would be one of those teams that's sort of like we're always above 500, but we have not got to the promised land yet. And I don't feel like that's acceptable. I feel like that means you have to change something. And that's why this year I decided to change. Hello, thank you for being here. What's up, ABD? What's up? That's why this year I decided, you know what, I'm going to be more consistent going live. I'm going to make sure that I'm not allowing myself to shy into the backgrounds. I'm going to put myself out there so people can be inspired or disgusted by my face. I'm not going to allow you guys to have the peace of not seeing me. Is that selfish? It could be selfish, but I think what's more selfish is having to live your life knowing that you could have done more. You could have tried harder and not trying harder. So, do you guys feel like y'all could be doing better? What's up, ABD? Thank you for being back. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for the comments. I really appreciate it. I'm pretty sure that was you who liked. Thank you for liking. Thank you for the double tap, you guys. I really appreciate it. It's important that you're aware that sometimes when your life isn't successful, you need to change everything that you've been doing. And I'm in a place now to where I want you guys to be able to hold me accountable, okay? I want y'all to be able to see me in 6 months and tell me whether or not the team is succeeding, because y'all are now a part of my team, okay? I need a defensive coordinator. I need an offensive coordinator. I'm trying to build a team of people to where we can all go out and we can accomplish things, because I can't do it myself and y'all can't do it yourself. If we start trying to lean onto us being able to do everything, we are going to be absolutely devastated by the amount of work it takes and the lack of progress that we're making. So it's our job to try to team up as much as we can, whenever we can, with people who are like-minded. Absolutely. The great work is never done. There's always a place for improvement. Exactly. And I also want to say, like, I feel like there is always room for improvement, but we also have to take stock in the fact of, like, sometimes we do have wins. And I always hated it when there was teams like the Patriots, and they would have a good game, but they wouldn't even look happy. They were winning, they were having great dynasties, and then it just seemed like it stopped one day, and it never seemed like anybody was having fun. Seems like everybody was just so caught up on the trophies, and now nobody even talks about it really. And so I say that it's important when you have a great day, a great win, you have to celebrate that, y'all. Because sometimes getting there is half of the battle, but enjoying it means everything. Do y'all remember when the Ravens made it back to the Super Bowl and won with Ray Lewis and Terrell Suggs and Ed Reed and Anquan Boldin? And I was just talking to Dr. Onyeka about that and just how it's an amazing thing when you see a team that is really excelling and they're really galvanized. A team that seems like they've got everything together. You know what I'm saying? You feel like, you know what, it's possible for this team to be super amazing for a long time because they're not just playing for a paycheck. They're playing because they have each other's backs. So you don't have to worry about somebody signing with another team or leaving because you know for a fact they're more concerned about being brothers than they are about winning games or a signing bonus. And I feel like so many times we are in a society where we don't think that it's possible to do those things to where we'll jeopardize ourselves. How many times have you sold yourself out? Maybe you'll have a boss and the boss talks to you about certain things. They'll ask you one question and then you find yourself having verbal diarrhea. You're talking about all kinds of stuff you have no business talking about just to ingratiate yourself with the boss. Are you being the best GM for your team at that time? Or are you being a giddy fan who's excited for an autograph? I think it's very important for us to be very calculated on how we're interacting with people, especially when you're the GM of your life, when you're not just a quarterback. If you mess up, you have a lot of people who can look up to you and say, you know what, our whole life could be better if I just get my stuff on point. So I think one way that we can all be better is by holding ourselves accountable. Okay? It's great to have a community to hold you accountable, but it's also a beautiful thing when you can tell yourself in the mirror, you know what, you could have done better today. And that's one thing that I've been doing. Yesterday was a tough live. I did another live this morning, and the live was beautiful live, and it got me aligned with what I wanted to do for today. But yesterday was a tough live because I expect a lot from y'all. And maybe it's my fault for expecting a lot from y'all. But I expect y'all to be great. I expect y'all to try hard to be a better version of yourselves. And when I don't see that, I get uninspired. It makes me not want to deal with this page. And I realize I could do better. Because you guys, sometimes y'all are in a place to where y'all aren't able to be that for yourselves. So sometimes it requires me. The internet is a weird place. Yes, it is. And yesterday was one of those days where I was just getting comments from people that were negative. Sometimes you get these random comments that are talking about farts and weird stuff. And it helped me really realize I understand why content creators get to the point to where they're so down on themselves to where they do bad things to themselves. Because when you're coming authentically to a group of people and saying, I want to be the best version of myself and I want us all to work together to be the best versions of ourselves. And then you have somebody coming in and being so cavalier with their words and saying crazy things, it makes you say, what am I even doing this for? And yesterday was one of those days where I was like, why am I even here? Why am I arguing with people who I don't really care about? Because there's some people on here who I do care to talk to and I do care to be around, but there's some people also who just jump on the lives once it starts getting really active. And it can really affect the way that you feel. And I know it's easy to say, you know what, don't let people bother you. It's all about you believing in yourself. And I believe that completely. But I also know that there's something in our psychology to where when people start talking negative, it's easy to see those comments and those comments to stick out. And it's hard for the comments that are positive comments to hold as much weight as those other comments. It's a few young ones talking ish. Adults want to learn from you. Hey, and I truly appreciate that. And that's why I'm back today. I took last night and this morning meditating. I just decided to really recalculate what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. Oops, my zipper's unzipped, y'all. My bad. Just recalculating how I wanted to do things and why I was doing what I was doing. And it's not, like I said yesterday, I'm not doing this for fame because I don't want to be famous, and I'm not doing it for fortune. I'm really doing this because this was a way that I was going to show my music. This was a way I was going to show my art. And in the process, I realized that I could help other people who were going through some of the same things that I was going through and feeling some of the things that I was feeling. Now, in the process, you do get a couple people who just pop up, but they're not really trying to do anything. They're just trying to tear you down. And it's very important, just like if you were the GM of your team, don't get into the stands and start arguing with fans. Y'all remember that viral video clip of Jason Kelce fighting with one of the fans? And when you see stuff like that, you feel bad for him, but then you also realize some people's greatest moment in life was the moment that they saw somebody who was on a pedestal and they knocked them down. And that just helps me realize how much I don't want to be famous, how much I despise fame, because people like that are the ones who you're going to encounter when you become famous. And they're going to expect you to have this high and lofty view of yourself and of them because they're a fan. Well, I bought your album, so you should sign it, and you don't need to be rude like that. I saw this one guy, and he was talking crazy to Denzel Washington because Denzel didn't want to sign an autograph. He said, Denzel, you can sign this. Denzel's driving in a car. This guy's screaming from the sidewalk, Denzel, you can sign this. Man, I love Malcolm X. My movie's favorite is Malcolm X. He didn't even say it the right way, but he said it nonetheless. And he was like, do you even believe in God? And the whole time Denzel is talking to him, but at the same time, Denzel, you could tell he was very frustrated. And Denzel was just telling him, after he showed him a picture, he was like, don't play with me about God. And so people will say, and the crazy thing is the guy still wanted his autograph. The whole time the guy was walking up to the car, he was talking bad about Denzel, but he still wanted the autograph. He was still telling Denzel he wanted an autograph because he was a fan. He was like, this is what I do, man, so I don't get into trouble. I just get autographs from people. So you're still asking this man for something. You're asking him to do a favor, but at the same time, you're trying to shame him into giving you an autograph because that's what you do? What? Make that make sense to me, man. And these people will use any kind of tactics. As he's saying all this crazy stuff, this guy's making a video. He's literally recording a video of the whole interaction with Denzel because he understands how valuable it is. I would much rather get a video of Denzel cussing me out than get a video of me sitting outside despondent because Denzel never wanted to talk to me because I didn't have anything of interest for him. I think you have to have tunnel vision and ignore rude comments. Read only useful comments. Pretend they are not visible. Yeah, I think the problem is I just start reading the comments and then I don't realize that they're bad until it's too late. And that brings up another point that I mentioned this morning. I think that's why people don't read the comments. So many times you'll see these huge subscribers on pages. You'll see these huge content creators and they never read the comments. And I've noticed when they do read the comments, it's always something negative that they're reading. Isn't that crazy? These people, like I saw a recent live of LaRussell. He was reading a comment and somebody was talking smack to him. And he read the comment, and the grammar was horrible. It was like really difficult to even understand it. But LaRussell just laughed at it because he was like, "Look at this guy. Even if they made a new bad word, you probably wouldn't even be able to spell it." And it was funny when he said it. But at the same time, it was sad that the first thing he saw was a negative comment, because so many people want that attention, and they know that that's what people are going to see the most. So I want to say this to whoever's here. Make sure that you guys are supporting the people in your life that you know are trying to do something positive, because it's a lonely experience. Just from my experience, I can tell you, excuse me, it can be very lonely. It's not easy doing what we do. And I can only imagine for people like I Show Speed, how many negative comments they're consistently getting and having to look past. Like when he was in Europe and people were talking so crazy to him. Think of what that did to his confidence. And then to go somewhere like Africa and see so much love, so much understanding, so much admiration for him and what he was doing. I think that's beautiful. So I'm not planning on staying on here long tonight, but I just wanted to mention that. I don't think I'm gonna try not to stay on for an hour, because I've been staying on for an hour lately, and I just don't think it's necessary. I feel like I can get my message across to you guys in a shorter time period, and I want to be able to inspire you in a shorter period of time. I don't think it takes an hour. Maybe sometimes we'll talk for an hour, but it doesn't take that long to say, hey, you're the GM of your team, and stop failing your team. Stop allowing a coach to come in. Stop allowing bosses and mentors to come in who never really meant you to be the star. They always wanted you to be a piece of their display case. They just wanted to say, hey, look at all these people who are up under me, who are consistently watching what I'm doing and listening to my advice, as opposed to saying, look at all these people who I'm trying to help up. Look at all these people who I believe in and I think that they're great. It's absolutely mandatory for our self-development that we put ourselves in spaces with people who want to see us do great. Hello, people like Lotus Flower, people like Gabe. It's so rare that you find people who really want you to do great. And then you have people who come in and they just want attention, and you give them that attention. For what? Without you giving them attention, they're just the empty pit of emotions that they came in with. But when you start giving them attention, they feel like they've done something in their life. Isn't that crazy? And the bigger you are, the more subscribers you have, the more followers you have, the more they want to show everybody, look, I got this person mad. I made this person upset. So I want to encourage you guys to be the people that you want to see more of. And don't allow the people who aren't doing anything with their life, they're not inspiring anybody, they're literally just sitting there trying to find something stupid to say to get you to give them attention. These are energy vampires. And we've talked about it before. We've talked about how people have these tendencies to just sit around and wait for an opportunity to suck the marrow out of you. So allow yourselves to see it for what it is. Okay? This is a different kind of talk today because I think sometimes it's good to be super positive, super outgoing, but sometimes it's nice to be real with people and just let them know. Sometimes when you try to do positive things, that's when you'll encounter the most opposition. And that opposition doesn't mean you're doing something bad. It means that you are actually making some headway. Because if you weren't doing anything, nobody would ever be able to find you to talk negatively, right? So sometimes when you're encountering the people who want you to stop, who want you to just shut up, or want you to do whatever they say really quickly because don't you want a follower? I think it's important for us to realize we have a moral code and a moral standard, and you can't just give that up because you want somebody to like your page, or you want to be monetized, or you want to be famous. So I want to make sure that you guys are seeing an authentic version of me. And that doesn't involve me telling you every single day that things are going to be great. Because things aren't going to be great every day. Some days things suck. Some days things are great. And I want to make sure you guys understand, on those days, beautiful. We're having a great day. But on the days when it's tough, it's definitely necessary for us to take stock and say, you know what? This is a normal part of life too. And if you have a tough game, like sometimes you lose the game, or sometimes one of the very important star players gets hurt. As a coach, your job isn't to tell everybody, come on, y'all, keep your heads up. Sometimes as a coach, your job is just to say, you know what, today was a tough day, but we can come in here tomorrow and we can try to have a better day. We can focus on the little things that we can do today to try to make that a better day. So I hope you guys understand, I haven't given up. I'm not done with trying to inspire you guys, but I am done with trying to make you guys think that everything will always be fine. What's up, brother? Thank you for being here. Thank you so much for all the inspiration yesterday. Thank you for going out of your way to just pour into me and inspire me to keep going, man. It's really nice to have people who are really consistently showing you love when they don't need to. So thank you so much for going out of your way to just be inspirational. It means a lot. When I'm trying to inspire people and I get knocked down, it's really nice to know that there's other people out there who are just saying, I see what you're doing, I like it, and I want to commend you and encourage you to keep doing it. So thank you so much for that, man. It means so much. I'm actually working on not being mad or stirred, even when provoked. I stay calm. Yeah, that patience is a virtue, and it is a very difficult virtue to work on and to get good at. You're welcome, bro. Thank you again, man. Thank you so much. It meant so much to me just seeing your comment, and just knowing that people like you and Lotus Flower, there's people here who really want to see me in my best form. And I hurt you guys when I allow other people to get at me and to start tearing me down little by little. So I appreciate that it happened yesterday, because like I say, every obstacle is an opportunity, right? And so I'm going to take it as an opportunity for me to be better. And that better doesn't mean me acting like it doesn't hurt, like it didn't affect me. That better means let me be more authentic to myself and to you guys, to let you guys see what it really looks like when you reach opposition. What's up, HM? Thanks for being here. Hope you had a great day, man. I had a great day. The day started wonderful, and we're ending it on a high note. And I'm just really happy to have that introspection with you guys. Sometimes it's necessary to be open with yourself, to love on yourself, but to also just realize, everybody doesn't always mean you the best, and that's okay. Hello, thank you for being here. Bro, it's snowing here in the UK. Oh, wow, man. I hope you have fun. My kids have been begging for it to snow, bro. They're so excited to get some snow. And they said it might actually snow out here. That's crazy, but it might actually snow. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, it's very important as you're going through life to understand that those obstacles are always going to come in the areas where you need the most help. No school tomorrow. Oh, it's snowing. It's like at least, wow. I wonder what it takes, because like in Texas, if we get 5 inches of snow, that's it. We're done. We're not doing anything. We don't have ice salting roads. We don't have ice machines, none of that stuff. To the scraping machines, what are they? I don't even know what they're called. But we don't have any of that. I'm scrolling. I have a couple of channels to visit. Understood. That's cool. But it's super important for us to be aware of how valuable it is to be consistent, first of all, and second, to be an inspiration for yourself. And sometimes the only way you can do that is by showing up. Even when it's hard to do it, even when it's not fun to do it, when other people are talking crazy to you, sometimes that's when it's the most important for you to show up for yourself. Bro, when did you go live? I went live maybe 30 minutes ago. So yeah, I found out from yesterday I'm going to stop making my lives so long. I'm gonna make them shorter and try to get more to the point. Every now and then I might stay on for an hour, but there were times that I was staying on here for 2 hours, right? And I just want to make sure that you guys can understand how important you are to this community and how we cannot be the positivity that we want to see in the world unless we're going outside of ourselves to inspire other people. So, regardless of whatever happens to me, I want you guys to know I'll be back. Okay, even if I have a tough day, even if it's been a long day and people are being sort of negative, I'm still going to come on here and just have a real message for you guys. And that doesn't mean that every single message is going to be popular or positive. Whereas Gabe, I'm not sure. He was here earlier. But that means that every message is going to be authentic and it's going to be what I think would be the best for not just you guys, but for myself. Because I can't keep making content if it's just for y'all. Eventually, I'd burn out. So I have to make sure that I allow myself to be inspired as well. So me just telling y'all that you're wonderful and that good things will happen to you and you're blessed is not realistic. Yes, we are all blessed, but in the pursuit of being blessed, we also reach crazy situations that will have us questioning what we're doing. And if I'm not preparing you guys for that, I'm not preparing you guys for the abundance that's coming towards you either. Because you can't have that abundance without the duality of bad things happening. So I'm happy we got to have the whole conversation about how negative things can happen in your life, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to be abundant. Negative things can happen in your life, and that's just a sign that you're about to go to the next level. But negative things can happen in your life, and they can also be the thing that tear you down if you're not aware of what you're doing. Bro, I had my fight on Monday, and I won. Congratulations. They moved it forward for some reason. Wow, that's crazy, but congratulations, brother. So that was the fight in the 145. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Obstacles. You've been practicing, you've been getting ready, and then all of a sudden they move the fight up. So you could look at that as an obstacle, or you could look at that as an opportunity, because you took advantage of the opportunity, right? So that's a blessing, man. Congratulations, brother. That much closer to getting your title, bro. Keep it up. Don't stop. Stay dedicated to what you're doing. Don't allow yourself to get off track, because right now you're on the pace to be where you want to be. This is what you were talking about. So don't get down. Don't get tired. Now I can have 1 month off. Oh, that's beautiful, man. Enjoy that month off. Don't allow yourself to get out of shape, though. Hello, Kayla. What's up? Thank you for being here. You look like you paint. That's a compliment. Yeah, I definitely like to paint whenever I have time, but it takes so much time, man, just to paint something. It's crazy. How are you? I'm great, Kayla. Thank you for asking. I used to date a girl named Kayla back in the day in high school. That's crazy. Well, actually, when I was a freshman in college, I started dating her in high school and then went into being a freshman in college. Yo, what's going on? We're back. What's up, Joseph? Thank you for being here. I'm not good. What's wrong, Kayla? What's wrong with you? Yeah, for real. I love doing arts, but it's so string. What? Oh, tiring. Understood. My stomach hurts so bad. Oh, you'll be okay, Kayla. Hopefully. Hopefully it's not something crazy going on. WSG? What's WSG? What's good? What's WSG, y'all? I don't know what that means. What should you do? If I was you, I would take a charcoal tablet. Charcoal tablets are amazing. It means what's up. Yeah, not much. Just doing a live. But I would take charcoal tablets. They're these really cool things that so your stomach is full of an acid, right? And when you have a charcoal tablet and take it, it's adding a base to your stomach, which will help calm your stomach down. And they work really fast. They work like in 15 minutes, your stomach will be completely calm. You'll forget that your stomach was even hurting. So amazing. If you drink, a lot of people will tell you to drink soda, but the soda is another acid, and it's a different kind though, and so it'll mess up the chemistry in your stomach, and it'll make it to where you can't even break down the food that you need to break down. Gotta go, bro. I'll be on tomorrow though. That's a bet, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. I'm about to get off of here anyway, but I appreciate you guys for just listening and for trying to be the positivity that you want to see in the world, man. It takes a lot to be that version of yourself. And so I want you guys to inspire as many people as you can. And if you can't inspire anybody else, just inspire yourself. How's the family? They're doing good. The kids are doing great in swim and all that stuff. They're really enjoying themselves. They're hoping that they get some snow, but we don't know if that's going to happen, right? But yeah, it's really beautiful. We got some stuff coming up soon, so we'll be doing lives in a few new locations probably, and so you guys can go on a trip with me. That might be fun. And yeah, man, I think it's super important for us to have some days where we can actually talk about the difficult things in life as opposed to just talking about the nothing but positivity. In 2 days, my nephew is coming to this world. Oh, congratulations, brother. I know you're so excited. And then that stupid girl in my school that I didn't even know what she's talking about. Oh, yeah, that happens. Sometimes people, it happened yesterday. There were a lot of people coming on here who were just saying negative things. And sometimes it gets under your skin. It doesn't matter if you know what they're talking about or who they are. Sometimes when people come at you with negativity, their whole goal is just to see you change. They want to see that what they say to you matters to you, that it had some kind of effect on you. So the best thing that you can do when situations like that happen are not give them that energy. Because you're definitely, if you're a powerful person, when they get that energy, man, it is a revival for them. So allow yourself to be stern enough to not give up that energy, okay? But I'm gonna go on and pray real quick. We're gonna get out of here. We've been live for like 30 minutes. That's all the girls' dogs get under my skin. She does the same thing. Be better friends. Hey, sometimes they're not your friends, and they're trying to tell you they're not your friends, but you want them to be, so you're not gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? Can I ask you something? Why are people always trying to take advantage of people? Because sometimes people don't understand their value, and so they want to take the value from you because they see your value better than you can see your own value. And so it's very, very beneficial for you to have enough of a conversation with yourself to where you can see how valuable you are, not just to you, but to your community. And I feel like when people see the value that they have, they stop allowing other people to have such an effect on them. Because think about it like this. If you met Mike Tyson, there's been people who have talked negatively about Mike Tyson. But in the past couple of years, we've learned so much about Mike as a person and about his emotions to where we've all started to empathize with him as a human being, and not just, oh, Killer Mike. We start seeing, oh, you've had some very devastational things happen, and it took some serious, serious internal fortitude in order for you to get where you're at. And so it's caused us to all respect him a lot more and to empathize with him more. And sometimes that's required for us to be able to elevate to that next level. We have to just be open enough for people to where they can see our flaws, Like, I don't even want to go back to school tomorrow. Like, the girl was going to ask me the same question over and over and over again. Well, then why are you answering the question? A lot of times people do that because they want you to give them energy. Stop answering the question. You answered it once. And then just say, is there anything else? And then if she asks the same question, say, is there anything else? And then if she asks you the same question, well, I'm going to assume there's nothing else. But I appreciate the conversation. Since I come to your live streams, I have been trying to spread positivity. Hey, thank you so much for saying that. That helps me feel positive. It helps me know that the work that I'm doing is actually helping somebody. So thank you so much for sharing that with me, man. That means so much. I'm definitely pinning that. Thank you so much for telling me that. Because sometimes it is tough. When people are talking crazy to you, when things are going on in life, it's necessary for you to have the fortitude to say, you know what, I'm going to be positive just because I'm not sure of exactly what's going on. Yeah, but do you understand all of Mike? No, I don't think anybody understands all of Mike. The goal is to not understand everything about a person. The goal is to just try to understand the little bit that you do know. You know, I wouldn't dare say I know everything about anybody. You know, I don't know because she's annoying. She keeps saying I'm trying to take her friends when like I'm out, like when I'm not, like, and that girl tells her mom everything about me. Yeah, it happens. Sometimes people's parents aren't any better than those people, you know? Hey, why don't you ask the friends? Do you feel like I'm making you go in a compromising situation with this girl? And if not, that's cool. But if they do think maybe you need to take a step back, I feel like a lot of times we think it's so important just to have friends, but sometimes it's more important for us to have peace. Some people have a good heart, but they don't know how to show it. Yeah, they know how to show it. They choose not to show it because it requires them to be too vulnerable, you know? So don't allow those people to get too close to you because they don't mean you any good, right? But I appreciate y'all so much for being here. Lord, thank you for everybody who's came. Thank you for all the blessings. Thank you for giving HM this wonderful opportunity after he won his fight. Please allow him to enjoy the birth of his nephew. Please allow him to enjoy this time off. Please watch over Kayla as she's going through her time. Please help everybody who's on this live. Thank you for everybody who's been showing positivity, who's been going out of their way to inspire me. I appreciate it so much. And please help me to be the best version of myself so I can continue to inspire people and allow everybody to understand the positivity that's inside them that they can shine around the world. In your name I pray, Amun. Now shine, 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 shine. Shine your light. Shine it in the dark. Okay, SFE. SFE. Stay. I don't know what SFE means. I feel like I should know what it means. Her parents are weird. My mom's not bringing me to a different school. I don't understand this. Like, I just don't understand these girls get. Kayla, just ignore her. She's just, um, She's just trying to get attention. She is just trying to get attention. Okay, safe. Okay, cool. Yeah, you stay safe too, brother. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your inspiration, man. It means so much, and I'm so proud of you, man. Keep up the positivity. Keep on working. Keep on growing, and don't allow the negativity to get to you, brother. You too, Kayla. It's tough growing up. It's tough getting older, and just know there's going to be more and more people who are going to be hating on you, who are going to be intimidated by you and what you're doing. So don't allow them to bother you. Don't allow that to get to you. Yes, it's going to bother you, but don't let them see it. Okay? Because when they see it, they're going to say, you know what? That's who I'm going to pick on because it's fun to pick on her. So you have to be careful about what you tell people, right? Sorry, I come late. I didn't even know that you were live. Yeah, it's all good, bro. I'm just happy that you were here. I'm happy you told me the good news, man. I also posted my live. Well, I guess I posted a little bit early, but I could post it earlier throughout the days. But I always want it to be accurate to whatever I'm going through that day. So sometimes it comes up a little bit later. But it's such a blessing to talk to y'all. Y'all be safe. I'll be back tomorrow with another message for y'all. I love y'all. Peace, love, and so much love, y'all. Be careful out there. Later.